Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with me here from Rosie's Corner. It's a Fish Friday. Hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I sure did. Get on down here for the Fish Friday with the mac and cheese or the coleslaw and the fries. I would just get it all, obviously, in dinner form with the entree or the lunch sandwich. So make sure you stop on down to Rosie's Corner. Also, as I post this, just a few minutes left to get on down here. If you're in and around Central New York, they're doing an unbelievable Black Friday special today. The best one that you'll find anywhere in the area. You can buy a $50 gift card for just $25. Are you kidding me right now? You pay $25 and you get $50 worth in food. Think about that for a minute. It's basically 2 pizzas and a bunch of chicken wings for 2 for the price of 1. Or you can use it for your fish. You can use it for your chicken and biscuit Wednesday. You can use it for your turkey slop Tuesday. You can use it for the burgers and the other pastas and entrees, hot and cold subs and more here at Rosie's Corner. And make sure you stop into the cooler, grab all your Pepsi products, your salads, and the desserts to go as well here at Rosie's Corner. Incredible food on Facebook and Instagram for more, and they'll deliver it to you, or you can get it via the Grubhub app as well. Let's preview the Chargers and the Bills this Sunday, a huge game. Before we even get into the keys and the matchup situation in terms of where my mind is thinking, huge news coming down today from Ian Rappaport of NFL Network. Cody Ford, offensive lineman of the Bills, has a torn meniscus, and he's gone for the year. This is a huge blow to Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll's offensive line. The Bills, I was hoping, despite the mixed signals from Sean McDermott in terms of where Mitch Morse's role was at the center spot. Remember, now he has 5 total concussions. I was still hoping that he was going to maybe play this week or the week after, and then you'd have a ridiculous offensive line going into the postseason. You'd have Deion Dawkins on the left side protecting the blind side of Josh Allen. I think he's been the best offensive lineman so far this season for Buffalo. Then you'd have maybe John Feliciano. You would have Mitch Morse at center. And now you're looking like no Morse because we don't know why. Maybe they're playing around with some ideas for next year. Maybe Morse really isn't that healthy. Maybe they're saving him for the last couple of games of the season and the playoffs. We don't know because Sean McDermott really isn't telling us. And putting John Feliciano at the center spot, Deion Dawkins to the left. But again, they're going to have to rely on guys like Ike Bodeger. They're going to have to rely on Brian Winters. And I just don't like that. Maybe the Bills should have stayed with Quentin Spain, although I think there was more than meets the eye there in terms of him being a locker room issue. But either way, this is a huge blow because Cody Ford is, I think, one of the best Bills offensive linemen and has been getting better with time. I know he's had a couple of bad spots here and there this year. He's battled some injuries since he come out of Oklahoma. But a big blow to the Bills' offensive line. And what's the biggest thing with an offensive line in the NFL? Depth. And now the Bills take a hit in that department, losing Cody Ford for the season. Let's get to the matchup with the Chargers and the Bills. I'm going to do kind of like some overall takeaways here. Not takeaways, but some overall, I guess, predictions and some keys here to this one. Number one, the LA Chargers situation going to the East Coast 2 weeks in a row. Remember, under normal circumstances, this team probably would have just stayed on the East Coast, get used to the clock. No reason to play the Jets on a Sunday, fly all the way back to L.A., and then have to come right back on a Wednesday to play the Buffalo Bills or so to get ready for the media stuff, check into the hotel, all the other nonsense that goes on. If you play a game and you stay, you've got to do your quarantining and all the rest extra. There's all these different coronavirus protocols, and so it makes more sense, plus you're forced by the league to play, head back, do your quarantining, etc. for X amount of time, and then fly back across the country. That could benefit the Buffalo Bills. The LA Chargers are now going to be on an East Coast clock 2 weeks in a row. When LA kicks off, it'll be 10 a.m. basically their time. The Bills have been in their comfy beds, no traveling, all the rest, and 2 weeks to prepare for a bye. Sean McDermott 3-0 after bye weeks as well. Another thing to look for is clearly the quarterback matchup here. Holy Moses, what a matchup we've got. On one side, Josh Allen, who's played at an MVP level the first 4 weeks of the season. He had a couple of bad weeks, and he came back strong with a couple of weeks. And what a great drive that he had in Arizona. Should have been the game winner. Hitting Diggs on that unbelievable play where the secondary man is right here, kind of. I can use some salt and pepper shakers. Secondary man's here. Diggs is right here. And catches it behind. If you're looking at it from my side, he catches it almost at an angle from Josh Allen in the end zone, right in the corner there. Great hands, great play, awesome throw, back foot by Allen. But, of course, we know how that game ended with DeAndre Hopkins catching the Hail Murray, as they're calling it, on that final play. Great matchup. Allen's playing well again. Can hurt the Chargers' defense with both his arm and his legs. And, of course, on the other side, wow, Justin Herbert. Here's a guy who, I don't know if people remember this, he was the number one guy in college football. Before Joe Burrow took the reins at LSU, before the Tua mania at Alabama, Justin Herbert was the number one prospect in college football for Oregon. He was beating man coverage, beating zone coverage, throwing every single possible football at Pac-12 defenses, and he was the clear-cut number one guy. There were also whispers that the Miami Dolphins were interested in Justin Herbert instead of Tua Tagovailoa. And, boy, as a Bills fan, you have to feel good that maybe isn't the case, not to count anything against Tua because it's too early. But Justin Herbert this year, especially with Joe Burrow being out for the year with his torn ACL-MCL combo, unfortunately, that happened. Justin Herbert's going to be the Rookie of the Year. And right now he has an unbelievable comfort level with a very good offensive line, with a terrific number one weapon wide receiver in Keenan Allen. This is a prolific offense, and Justin Herbert has got an unbelievable arm. I mean, look at the cannon on this guy. Big, tall, the size, the arm strength, the arm talent, etc. He can throw off his back foot. He steps into the ball remarkably well. He's got an unbelievable rocket. He can throw over the top of safeties and corners. He can throw within. He beats zone and man. Justin Herbert right now looks like a 5 to 7 year vet in the NFL. He has played unbelievable football so far, so you got to look at the quarterback matchup. And for me, some keys in this game, I mean, can either team establish the run to take some pressure off of those quarterbacks in Allen and Herbert I mentioned? The Bills' offense has been horrible running the football, and I know that if they're going to win football games, they have to throw the football, but at some point, as the weather changes, more rain, more wind, more sleet, the Upper East Coast, Western New York, etc., we get into the November, December shit show. You need to run at least a little bit, don't you, to kind of balance that with the passing game. The Bills with Moss and Singletary have not really run the ball well. Their offensive line is not blocked well as well. Even when the backs start to get going and find, maybe possible seams, the offensive line is totally clueless. So what team can perform on the ground just enough to give the quarterbacks a little bit of pressure release? I also think this game is going to be wildly important for the Bills to keep on keeping on here in the AFC East. Do not let off the gas pedal right now. You got a break last week with Denver beating Miami after you lost on a the Hail Murray throw in Arizona. You've had 2 weeks to prepare. You're trying to get healthy. You got guys who maybe were at 80, 85, 90, maybe now with the extra week, the Thanksgiving, more rest, maybe a little bit more of the heat pad, maybe a little bit more of the cold tub. Guys like Tremaine Edmonds, Matt Milano's pretty close. He's probably not going to be able to get into this game, but the week after he should be able to get in there in week 13. This is a huge, huge opportunity for the Bills. 2 weeks to prepare. Everybody a little bit more healthy that maybe was at 70. They're now at 80, 85, 90. If you were at 85, 90, maybe now you're at 100%. Get those receivers their rest and all that. And I think one other thing to look at in this football game that's going to be incredibly important is going to be flat out, how is the Bills' defense right now? What did they prepare for in the off week? This team has slowly but surely gotten better. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, guys making plays, getting off the field in third down. They're not by any means the Steelers' 70s steel curtain defense, and they're not a top 5 team in the league like they used to be, but they've shown signs of really, really being great in the second half of some games, turning some things around, playing well in Arizona despite the last play. Where do they come up with a big play? Can they get the huge turnover and make that the difference in the game? I'm going to take Buffalo in this game 38-34. I'm Mike Lindsley. This is 9 Minutes with me. Get on down here to Rosie's Corner for another Fish Friday and the $50 gift card value at just a $25 purchase. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.